what's going on? Strat Soldier here with the weekend shift, and it was a great strat week. I could barely say the words because holy crap, this week was hard. Was it hard? I don't know. Hey, the name of the game was time frame continuity versus exhaustion risk. That was the name of the game. That was the theme for the week. How many people in the chat? What is going on? We got some new people out here. What is going on? Hope I say this right. Tigger Trader. Tigger, like Tigger from Winnie the Pooh, the trader. What's going on, Kevin? Sunshine in the house. Sylvia and eighth trader. I say hi and good morning to that trader every day. What's going on? I'm gonna call you Y2K because I don't know how to say that first one. I can't read good. I tell you right now, I tell people all the time, if I could read good, I would have been a doctor or something like that. Anyway, things are good. How many people in the chat? Give me a number. It was awesome today. We got a great guest on here. We got Dede. Dede, one of the original OGs, one of the original OG educators. You might have seen her on Benzinga, but she's going to show us how to use broadening formations to create a trading plan for the day. She's even got a game for us. Hopefully we can work that in. These episodes have been getting longer and longer, and I'm sorry. So hopefully we'll keep this one in the time frame. We will see. But it's all about the weekend shift is all about slowing this stuff down. The market is closed. Slow it down. Let's show you how to create winning positions, how to add to them and defend them with tight stops. Along with that, it is your responsibility. I tweeted this out, but it is your responsibility to create a winning attitude. Roger, that is your responsibility. I can't do that for you. Rob can't do that for you. Sarah can't do that for you. Dede is going to have some good stuff to say and think, and the light bulb is going to go off, but she cannot do that for you. That is all you. Okay. Again, we create winning positions. Cut the losers immediately. I had to switch gears this week. I didn't make bank like all these other, there's some people I posted some good trades, posting some really good trades. You know what I did? I was going to the upside. We had Thursday. We had a 2-2 reversal on, I'm going to show you the charts here in a second. On Wednesday and Thursday, that was a great day. But what did I have to do on Friday? I had to come in. We opened up inside day. I had to cut my longs and then go short. And what I did was I broke even on Friday. And that is still awesome because there's people out there bag holding. There's people out there averaging down. There's people out there just turning off their computer and just ignoring the whole thing. We don't do that, Roger. So cut the losers immediately and then create winning positions. Before I get too much into it on a tangent on this, if you want to get in with us with Rob, learn what buys and sells look like, know what's happening in the market right now, you can use promo code StratSoldier2022, StratSoldier2022. That's going to get you Rob's live room for $99 per month for the first 3 months. Okay, that's a whole quarter. All right. Looks like we got hello, Whiskey Ginger, Rob C in the house. Heck yeah, UK is out here. Already said sunshine. About 40 people. Erica says 39. Lincoln says, Lincoln says he loves Dede. Awesome. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. But going back to creating winning positions, got to have that winning attitude. Okay. We don't waste our time pouting. Oh man, this trade, I spent all night, waiting for this thing to go to the upside, and it went scenario 3 on me to the downside. Cut it. And then you got two choices. Do I have the buying power to create a winning position and other things that are going on right now? Or do I stop for the day? OG says that all the time. It's okay to just cut the loss. And if you don't have the buying power and you can't see any setups that you like, just walk away. That's fine. That is okay. That is still good. 49 in the chat. That is awesome. Florida out there. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good morning. Michael Holmes, the blind trader. Hey, you ain't gotta have full vision to understand. They were selling to the downside yesterday. Holy crap. But yeah, create winning positions. Okay. Got to have that winning spirit, got to have that winning attitude. Okay. Don't waste your time pouting. Don't waste your time being all bummed out. And do not talk bad about yourself. Okay. That's 100%. You know what I mean? I always do this. I do this. And then I don't even want to repeat that stuff because it's ridiculous. got to have that because what's gonna Mark Douglas, I was listening to that this morning, not to go too far, but Mark Douglas talks about being trading in the zone and trading in that opportunity flow. Okay. And if you are pouting about you not making whatever you wanted on this trade, you cannot see that they are in energy. You cannot see they're in XLP. You can't see that, you know what? I need to just go ahead and go short because it's affecting all the sectors. I need to go ahead and either trade an inverse like XPXS or SQQ, or I need to, start working some puts. You can't see that if you're all bummed out and in your feelings and stuff like that. All right. 41. John says, howdy. Willie B. Yes, right. Dede's Benzinga interview. Let me go through these real quick. I got 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes here. Let's go through what happened in the broader averages. That's my spiel on creating a winning attitude. All right. So far, this is how I trade. I got the monthly, the weekly, the daily, and the 60 all up, all 4 time frames up all at once. Every time I trade, this shows me time frame continuity and the aggression of buyers and sellers on any time frame. Okay, right here you got your 2-2 reversal back up on the daily. This was Wednesday and Thursday, right here. All right, Wednesday and Thursday we did have a 2-2 reversal back up. Then what happened on Friday? 2-2 reversal back down. We opened up inside day, and then they just took it down. All 4 time frames ended yesterday. The monthly ended, the weekly ended, the daily eventually ended, and then the 60s red, reconfirming what we're seeing on the day, the week, and the monthly, and that is called full time frame continuity. Time frame continuity is always there. It's like the weather. Okay, you can't say it doesn't have time frame continuity. Time frame continuity is always there. It's the weather. Whether you have full time frame continuity or conflict, that's the difference. Okay. And there was a lot of conflict out here. Okay. If you didn't trade anything on this month, on this 2-2 reversal right here between Wednesday and Thursday, because it was stuck inside most of the day, here's your 60s for that right here. 2-2 reversal back up. Booyah. If you didn't trade anything here, that's okay. That's okay, because you did not have full time frame continuity, because it was still red on the week, shooter and force to the downside on the week. Actually 3-2 shooter and force, 3-2 continuation down on the week. And then this month was still inside in red. Okay. So if you didn't trade this thing because, I'm not getting myself trapped, that's fine. That's fine. But we know what buys and sells look like. We use time frame continuity and we know who is in control. The 60 and the daily on that Thursday was in control to the upside, 2-2 reversal in they face. Okay. And then Friday, again, they just took their profits. Erica asked me, at the end of the month, what do they usually do? I'm going to say the institutional buyers are going to take profits. But I said, just let them open and let's see what they do, because they've been kind of jerking us around. You're here on Bloomberg. You'll hear on all these other stock news things that, they're blaming the retail for this stuff. No. Institutional buyers, you did this. You did this. Where's my quarterly? Hold on. Where's my quarterly? We are $2.25 away from going 2-2 continuation down on the quarter in SPY. I can't do that. I don't have enough money to do that. That's not me. And I don't know, that might not be you neither. But daggone it, that's not me. 2-2, we're for this, we're already past 50% of last year's range. For this thing to go outside year is at 365.65. Okay, so let's just say 365 to make the math easy. For this thing to go outside year. Holy crap. I hope you know what you're doing. I hope you know where you're going. Okay. All right. Trade with the trend. And that, yes, there will be times when you have these little retraces back up and then reversal back down in the red. Okay. But you are always taking reversals back into the overall trend. In this case, into the red. All right. Diamonds, same thing. We finally got a little bit of nasty. Let me get rid of these. We're still inside month on, no, it's 2 up on the month, but red all the way, it's really close to going outside month on diamonds. but you ran out of time. About the same charts as SPY. QQQ, winner of the losers, the leader of the losers, QQQ. It went 3-2 reversal down. Let's go ahead and put the numbers on, the labels on for the kids in the back so you can see this. Booyah. Give me my monthly charts. 3-2 reversal, a true 3-2 reversal to the downside. Okay, they bottom up, they sold it down, and they did it again. Didn't quite take out the magnitude here, and they just dumped it. All right. Thank you for actually picking a direction, QQQ in SPY. But finally, we got our 2 down on the month in SPY. Excuse me, in QQQ. Just a mess here. All right. And then on the quarterly, look at that. 2-2 continuation down on QQQs in the quarterly, on the quarter. Okay. And then the yearly charts. All right. I don't care how many fibs, you know, the Fibonacci retracement line on daily charts. No. These are years. Okay. And we go 2-2 reversal down on the year at 289.41, 298.41, 298.41. All right. That is true. Are we going to do it? I don't know. Is it a lot closer? Yes. And I trade what I know to be true. All right. So I'm going to keep working that until there's a reversal on a different time frame that tells me, all right, they're reversing back to the upside. Do we have that? No. All right. So let's go through real fast. What we believe there are only 3 ways anything can trade. And that is scenario 1, 2, and 3. Scenario 1, real fast for the kids in the back. I've been skipping this because the people that's been showing up are pretty regular, but now we got new faces, new names, pretty cool little avatar pics. And it is really important for me to go over this stuff with you guys. Inside bar, scenario 1. The scenario 1 does not take out either side of the previous range. Here's 2 scenario 1s back to back. Notice that they're both stuck right here. They're both stuck in this range, okay? All right. No one can dispute that. They are stuck. They did not take out either side of that. That is quantifiable, okay? Did not take out either side. We do count the wicks, all right? We do count the wicks because the price traded there. Someone got stopped out there. I want to know about that stuff, all right? Scenario 2, here's also a good scenario 1 right there, stuck in this bar here. Scenario 2 takes out either side of the previous range, either the top or the bottom, and only one side of the previous range, okay? Here's your scenario 2 up. A series of 2s in one direction is a trend, okay? Here's your scenario 2 down. This is a green scenario 2, but it's still scenario 2 down, okay? Scenario 2 down. Look at that. That is a trend to the downside, all right? You want to hold puts during this? No. Do you want to hold calls during this? No. Okay. That's for my options traders out there. Cut the scenario 3. There's one right there. I'm trying to find a big fat one. All right. Let me give me a nice one. Give me a nice one. That's weeks, months. I'm looking at QQQ. Let's go back to weeks. All right. Scenario 3 right here. Notice it takes out both sides of the previous range, the top and the bottom. All right. The top and the bottom, scenario 3. That means they bought it up and sold it down on a smaller time frame. This is your broadening formation. This is why the 50% rule works, because it's a broadening formation on a smaller time frame. Here's another scenario 3. It took out the highs and the lows of the previous range. Roger, understand that? Okay. And then we combine these scenarios to create reversals. Okay. We combine these to create strat reversals. But you got to have time frame continuity, actionable signals, and broadening formations to create winning positions with the strat. You just can't have the combo sheets. All right. But what you can do with this, if you don't trade the strat and this is your first time seeing this, okay, what you can do with these scenarios is you can know, all right, green means they're buying, red means they're selling. I bought this thing. I've started working puts on this, 2-2 reversal down. Excuse me. I don't trade. Let's just say I don't trade the strat. What can I use this for? I bought this here. It started trading up. And then here's my weekly charts. And then all of a sudden the price started going red and it's continuing to go red. That lets me know this is a loser. Okay. There's a trend that's starting to the downside. I need to take profits or cut it. Okay. So you can still use this stuff, even though you are not, let's just say you're primarily not a stratter. Okay. All right. 2-2 for you stratters. 2-2 reversal back down. All right. Time to take your profits. You went long here. Awesome. 2-2, his shooter in force right at 358.30. Now it's time to cut it. Take my profits. If you're good at going short, you can buy puts, work puts here, okay? Or go to SQQ and work some stuff to the long side on the inverse, okay? Again, but you got to have that winning spirit to do that. You can't just go, oh man, I got stopped out of here. I had so much profit. It was so great. And then it came up here and then I got wrecked and that, you can't pout. We don't have time for that. Okay. Create them winning positions. All right. So that's enough. That's enough for me. That's the broader averages. That's the scenarios. I'll keep the labels on for the kids in the back. I love my kids in the back. I am the Strat Soldier in the weekend shift. How many? We got 74 in here. We got 74 people in here. Y2K is already doing what she needs to do. I love that. I'll get to your question in a second. The only chat rules I have is put a question mark before the question. Everybody get in there, answer each other's questions, have fun. But when I see that question mark, then that lets me know, hey, I got a question. I'm going to ask Dede, okay? Even 81 Whiskey Ginger says 81, okay? So anyway, that's enough for me. Let's get Dede on here. Dede, if you can hear me, go ahead and unmute. Let's get this going. I'm excited.
Hello there.
What is going on, Dede? How you doing?
Man. I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm telling you, this is awesome because was Joe with Way the Master, and then Dell. Now it's so awesome to see everybody's faces and how everybody's doing, and you're doing well. I can see that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back home with the family.
Good. Yeah, that's right. Home with the Strat. I love it. So me and you know each other, and so we can go straight into this. But just to give people the intro on who you are, maybe they have not seen the Benzinger interview, or maybe they just want to know, how did you start trading? How long you've been trading? And how did you find the Strat? That's a lot of questions at once. Feel free to start anywhere you want.
We're gonna sum that all up. Yeah. So yeah, I'm one of those OGs. Been around for a bit. I started around 1997.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. But I still look good.
That's right. Work out, drink water, take ginseng.
I was working in law enforcement, and I was sharing this story with Michael. I was like, I remember this guy sitting, I was a detective working in economic crimes, and one of my fellow detectives was sitting in the office, and this is right after we stopped smoking in the office, and he leans back in his chair and puts his feet up on the desk, and he pulls out his Wall Street Journal, and I was like, hey, what are you reading there? He goes, oh, I'm reading the Wall Street Journal. I was like, oh, so what about the Wall Street Journal is interesting? It's like, oh, yeah, I'm looking at stocks. I was like, oh, maybe I should get into that. And he says to me, oh, well, you have to have money to trade stocks.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my response. I was like,
excuse me, Mr. Man. Go ahead.
Me? Now, keep in mind, I had no money, but he didn't know that. And so me and a friend got together. I was like, look, I have no money. I got $300. How much do you have? And so we put $500. We started an account, lost every bit of it. I had no idea what I was doing.
Oh, no.
But that's how I got started. And I have been on this journey ever since. And I tell the story about how I did candlestick study with Steve Neeson. He has been accredited bringing candlestick patterns to the Western world. And while that was beneficial, you spend, several $1,000s for a boot camp for a week. And I walked away from that saying, I still don't know what I'm doing with this. Fast forward 13 years later, I found Rob Smith with that other company. And he brought a different perspective to candlestick patterns. And so as we have evolved over time, I said, wow, Rob is revolutionizing what Steve Neeson created some years ago. And while people struggle with understanding the 1, 2, 3 and say it can't be that simple, it can if you listen to Rob. And so I talked about my my journey in a tweet, and people commented about it. Most of us don't listen to Rob. He's telling the story. Some people will say, yeah, but Rob talks too fast. Okay. Yeah, but I'm not really sure I understand. They're probably not going to the power hour. They're probably not asking him any questions. They're probably not asking you. You're in the room with them every day. And so it's really one of those, hey, Dede. And I said, there may be an opportunity here, but I wanted to do this with you guys to see how I can kind of bring this all together, because I still get questions about how do you bring full-time frame continuity, broadening formations all together and successfully trade.
Yep. And that's a lot of good things there. And you're preaching to the choir, Dede. I say the same thing every day. I can tell, and not to berate. Yeah, that's a good word. To not to berate the viewers that are always here, because they're doing the right things. But yes, even we all get into a point where we're just like, I know it. And then so you don't watch the weekend vid, or I know it, so you don't watch the nightly vid. And then, but I could tell who didn't watch it because they come into the live room and they're asking questions. What are we looking for? What's doing this and that? But you didn't watch the nightly vid because you're asking questions that we know. We at least know what to look for, because we create 3 plans. If what happens when this thing goes 2 up, what happens when this thing goes 2 down, and then also scenario 3, and then, but scenario 1, we know what's going to happen. It's just chopping around. So I mean, if it's inside down the SPY, okay, I'm not looking for much. I'm not looking for much. I'm going to manage my open positions, and then hopefully with turn into losers. But got to watch that content. Rob is putting out so much, and if you get into how to use Smith in the Black course that I created on Sepia Group, I show you how to put all that stuff together. So by the end of the week, you should only have winning positions. You should only have winning positions. That's the plan anyway. Okay. And I don't want to keep going, but yeah, you're right, Dede. You got to watch that stuff. So keep going. You're right. I love it. And people that say Rob talks too fast, you just got to get used to what he's saying, because he says the same things over and over. He repeats himself a lot. And that's the best part about the strat, is repetitious. And he'll say it again. Don't worry about it. He'll say it again.
No, exactly. And I tell you, I started thinking about all of the Robisms. That's the other thing. People are like, okay, what does this mean? What does that mean?
Started a glossary. I started a glossary.
You have to do that, because it's like, what does this mean? And my girl, Sarah, I love Sarah. She said, hey, we changed country and western to the Missy Elliott.
I did see that. She did say that the other day. That's so funny. I love it.
And what I will tell you though, too, is it's for everybody that's listening. Everything that we are talking about, we attribute to Rob. I cannot get away from that. And if you're following someone that is not saying Rob said, or this is how Rob would, or I got this from, these are probably folks that did not train under Rob.
Yeah.
Right? So I want you to think about that as you guys, for those who are listening. If you're listening to someone that's not referencing a Robism, then they probably didn't train under Rob. Okay. And so that means, you're trading at your own risk. So
that's true. Yeah. I say all the time, learning the strat on the street is dangerous. You know what I mean? It's dangerous. It's dangerous. There's other people doing interesting things. There's always a new trading fad, and I'll never stop saying that. There's a new trading fad right now with ICT. OG Trades, actually, he does that for real. If there's people that actually do this and you learn something that you can add along with the strat and it works, fine. Michael Dang with when his show, the Dang Strat Show, he explained fair value gaps, and he did a fantastic explanation on Friday morning, and I learned something, and it was awesome. I'm honestly, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, but I learned something, and he's using that in combination with the strat. That's fine. That's okay, but daggone it, know the basics first. Have your foundation, and then if you want to do some little, cool things on top, that's fine. But daggone it, hey, I'm coming back to the strat, and I'm staying straight strat. Go ahead, Dede. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, and that's a fair point, because we're not saying don't add to it. But when you see hashtag the strat and they're not doing the strat, then yeah, they're probably just looking for folks to kind of follow.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I digress. I don't want to delay this any further. Let's do it. People are here to talk about broadening formations.
Me and you have different energies. It's good energies, positive energy, but I'm going, I'm going to be excitable. I am yelling at my screens, and you're just like, you're like, I need to get you and Ray Jentzman together, because you guys have a really calm, like, yeah, man, I cut my losers and I create some winning positions, and here I am, you guys are calm. I love it. Yeah, let's look at some broadening formations. Do you want me to go ahead and share, or are you going to do it?
Yeah, I'll share my screen. I did a video. I'm not going to go over this again. Why? Because you can go watch this. But so it's you can find it on my profile. But what I do want to take from this is, hang on one second.
Hey, remember the weekend shift is for them kids in the back. So you flipping through all these screens, and them, we're having a hard time seeing all this.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm not going to go over the video. I just want to share this with those who, can you guys see that?
Yes.
All right, so I'm just going to share this, and I have another slide. When we talk about broadening formations, how you draw them, I get a lot of feedback, people saying, oh, Dede, you draw them different from the other strat leaders. Yeah, probably. But understand, first of all, what a broadening formation is. All right. So a series of higher highs, right, to the upside, or lower lows to the downside. Once you get a 2 against you, you've now created what has created as a result of that is what we would call a subtriangle, right? There's a lot of conversation around what's TTO and what's reversal.
Yep.
Rob would say, triangle they out. And I'm telling you, when I first heard him say this, and one of my friends will tell you, I was like, I think he's saying triangle day out, like DAY.
Yeah.
Like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
He's talking about they being those other people who are getting caught on the wrong side of that trade.
Yeah. And I think, I'm going to say it's a family show. I'm pretty sure triangle they out, and this is unofficial. Rob will tell me if it is or isn't, but I'm pretty sure triangle they out means triangle they butt out. That's what I'm gonna say, because this is a family show.
Right. And so and so a lot of traders I think are still having some difficulty with those sub triangles that happen within a broadening formation. And so we're going to talk about it. So what this is when I put together my video, I had this slide to go with it. And so kind of how I draw my broadening formations, we're going to start, and that's why I put this up, because I'm going to show you how I start my day. So wherever there's an outside bar, I'm looking to draw my broadening formation. Why? Rob will tell you, again, I'm going to say this a lot, Rob will tell you that a 3 is always a 3, can't not be. Okay, so it's going to take out the both sides of the range. So a broadening for an outside bar in and of itself is a broadening formation. I love 3s. I trade them. I trade off of a 3 bar all the time. Now, I want for people that are following Sarah's 50% rule. This is a different strategy, so I don't want to confuse the two. Sarah has found a way to profit as the 3 is forming. What we're talking about here is after the 3 has closed, okay? So the bar has completed, all right? So don't get that confused. And so what we're going to do is we're going to draw those broadening formations off those 3 bars. I'll show you how to do that. When there are no 3 bars, then you have to use your 2 up and your 2 down bars. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. And we're going to draw those back and up and down. So that's what this slide is really telling you, is how I draw that. And if anyone wants this later, like I said, you know, you can, my video is in my YouTube.
Yep. And for the kids in the back, you can take your, one more time, make it big one more time. For the kids in the back, go ahead and take your phone and just take a picture of it. And you can look at it while Dede's talking. You can read it. Just take a picture. You got 2 seconds. And you're done. Let's keep going.
All right. So this is how we're going to set up our day. And so I asked Jermaine, I want to be cognizant of the time. I asked Jermaine, I want to play a game because I don't want to just sit and talk through slides. We're going to be doing, I want this to be interactive. And so we're going to actually draw broad informations. And because we trade probably different time frames, if you've seen it in my videos, I'm usually, I trade multiples of 3. So I'm usually on the 3, 6, 9, 18, 90, 4 hour. But obviously, Rob will tell you that 60 is like a new day. So I am always cognizant of the bottom of the hour flip. All right. So what I want you guys to do is, if you have traded this past week, or you've been looking at trades, or something went well, something didn't go well, but you didn't know how to draw that broad information, if you will provide your ticker symbol to Jermaine and say, hey, Jermaine, hey, Dede, play this game. Hey, Dede, chart this. And I will show you how I would have planned your day using my broad information strategy. All right. Cool. So I'm going to go through and talk about a few charts. Go ahead, Jermaine.
Are we doing that right now? Or are we doing that later?
No, we're doing it right now. I want them to go ahead and put it in the chat.
Okay. Am I doing it, or are you doing it? Do you want me to pull up the charts, or you pulling up the charts? Am I doing charts, or are you doing charts?
I'm going to do charts.
Okay.
But I want them to give you the symbol, and you tell me what to chart. So,
I usually got my theme music. I always got my theme music going on for my games. Let's do, it's coming through. Let's go with Carvana. I seen Carvana a lot in the chat on Friday, and I did not look at it. So let's go with Carvana, CVNA. That is Greg, CVNA. Let's go CVNA. Are we drawing now? What are we drawing the broad information on? Can we do, for the kids in the back, can we give me one big screen? And let's pick are we picking the 60s? What are we going with?
Hold on. Just messed up my screens.
Go to the top, top right.
Yeah.
There you go.
I had to move this.
Yep, there you go. Now move that thing back up.
Stuff in the way.
Hey, this is a live show. I love it. This is a live show. I got so much
going on here. Okay, so here we go.
Can you do other assets too?
15 minute.
15 minute. Okay, make that big. All right. How are we drawing our broad information on the 15 minute to give us a trading plan for the day?
All right, cool. So first of all, I'm going to show it as a replay, right? So we don't see what happened on Friday.
Okay, I like it.
All right, so this is Thursday. I'm planning my day. I wake up Friday morning. Now, here's the thing we won't see with this, that I use. People ask me all the time, do you use pre-market or extended hours? I do not turn extended hours on. The reason for that is it messes up my CCI. There's plenty to look at live trading candles. But when I'm planning my day, if Carvana was gapping up, for example, like we saw with Qualcomm and Facebook, I would be drawing those broadening formations from where it is trading in pre-market. And I can show you guys Qualcomm, or you can go watch one of my old videos. It's in there.
We can get there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
So here's how I start. I'm always looking at.
No. I thought he was drawing the information on the 60.
So I always start. I'm going to get there.
All right.
So you have a couple choices. I start with the 4 hour. You can do either the daily for your daily range. I like to do the 4 hour. The reason for that is, again, my rule is wherever there's a 3, I am drawing my broad information. I either draw two or 3 or from a 3. You can start with the 4 hour. You can start with your daily, all right, to get your your high and low for the day. And then we're going to go down to the 60. Here's why. I tell my followers, when you are day trading, you have to understand what's happening intraday. So a lot of people will just draw their broadening formations on the daily chart. Yeah, that works fine. But Rob will tell you, when price starts to reverse, it's trading back inside the previous range. Guys, what's the previous range? Well, if you're looking at an hourly chart, that's 6 candles, right? 6, 7 candles, right? 6.5 hours. If you're trading on a 15-minute chart, I don't want to calculate it because I'll sound stupid, but you get my point. So you have to understand what those ranges are. Let's just start there. When we're talking about TTO, triangle day out versus reversal, you have to understand your range. All right, so we're going to start with Carvana. We're going to draw our broadening formations. I always look for, now I don't draw mine on a 60, but for our purposes in training, I always start with my 4 hour of the daily.
Zoom that joker in, zoom that way in so we can, yeah, there we go. That's a nice inside 4 hour candle there.
Yeah, but this is this day here.
Okay.
Hold on, 28. Yeah, this is.
Hey, but there's some people out there that ain't gonna admit it, but they need glasses to see all that. So zoom that thing in. We want it tight. We want it big. We like them big. Whoa, where are you going? How far are you going?
Hold on. Let me share with you.
Okay, go ahead.
When you have a broadening formation or a stock, in this case Carvana, that has literally got to, and I'm going to put this on monthly, that has gotten to multiple months low or high. When you're drawing your broadening formations, you may have to go further out or may even do a different time frame. So the reason I showed you this was because look at where this is. This is the high of that range. For you to get the next highest range, and this is what people don't do, but if you watch Rob, you'll see how Rob draws his broadening formations. He goes further out. You'd have to go way back to April 2020 to do that. All right, so that's crazy. I can't do that on a 4 hour chart. So now I'm going to go back to my daily. It's easier to draw. All right, so now here I have this daily chart. This is the high of this day. But I still have to go way back. So what's the high of this? 68.36. I'm going to go, so here's the rule. The next highest bar, so 68.36, in this range is way over here.
I got some questions for you, but I want you to keep going, Dede. I talk faster and you talk slower because you're teaching. I am. You are teaching.
We are teaching. So
right.
I'm going to go here, way back. So what did I have that? 60. Yeah, you got to go way back here to get that. And I'm going to see if we can get it exactly right. Okay, so this high is 66.36. And I know you guys are saying, who does that?
I know I'm trying to hold it in, Dede. I'm trying to hold it in because for me to learn, I have to, not to get all zen on you, but empty my cup so that I can learn. Okay. All right. It's not going to do any good for me to act like I know everything. So I am being patient and so I can see what's happening here. Cause you're drawing.
Yeah, be patient. 58.
Keep going. Keep talking. I'm gonna small talk them while you're getting this thing set up. Cause you're drawing the broadening formation off of that daily range and you're going back left. And I, again, trying to understand what you
So
got
I'm
going on
going
here.
from the low
Yeah.
of this candle, which, let me get that number right, 58.23 to the next lowest candle inside this range, right? So we have to go way back, 58.23, all right? All right, so that's the next lowest candle in this range. 66, what is that? 66.
Some questions in the chat while you're setting that up. Some questions in the chat. Can you do this with other assets? Yes. Can you, another question, what is the broadening information? What is the broadening information used for? We're going to talk about that, but the broadening formation, price discovery works in a series of broadening formations. Okay. Trading does not happen horizontal. We've all been taught that trading happens horizontally, but that does not account for time. Okay. So trading is vertical and we are not breakout traders. All right. So we are trading reversals in this broadening formation as it gets bigger, as it broadens. Okay. So it's going to start here and it's going to unwind to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay. And we're looking to capture those large moves. So Dede, what you got set up here? Let's see it.
Okay. So this is going to be our daily broadening formation. It looks pretty horizontal. Okay. Here now, we're going to draw our intraday broadening formation. So we're doing this off the 60. We're going to, wherever there's an outside bar, I draw to or from that outside bar. So I'm going to draw from this outside bar, the high of this bar to the next highest bar inside this range. Okay. Then this outside bar, since we have a 2 down here, I would draw this outside bar from this 2 down bar to the 3 bar. So the low of this bar, remember, outside bars are broadening formations in and of themselves. Yep. Since this went 3-2 down, I'm going to draw this broadening formation from this 2 down bar to this outside bar here. So it's 58.23. And that is 58.51. Okay, so we have the top covered, we have the bottom covered. So the high of our broadening formation and the low of our broadening formation from from whatever day that was, April 28th range. So let me just get this, 68.36, and this high is 68.
Yep, and we're using this again to create a trading plan for the day because this is Thursday and we're pretending this is Thursday night and we are looking for price for the next day. Y2K says price discovery. Yes, price discovery. They're going to test the highs and test the lows. Okay, test the highs, test the lows. Once it gets to the top, people trade all kind of crazy stuff. And they're going to look for supply and demand. They're going to look for, is it bouncing off of this SMA? Is it doing this? No. Price discovery works in a series of broadening formations. So it's going to test the highs, test the lows, test the highs, test the lows. And as these broadening formations are created, you discuss, the price discovery, this is how much it's going to cost this is how much this stock costs in this area right now. You know what I mean? Netflix, you could say Netflix is going to be $300-something. Then they had price discovery starts all over after their terrible earnings. And now it's way down here. Okay. So price discovery starts all over again. And then you'll see the price, really tight ranges. And then you'll see that expand. Okay. And then get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then it'll get to a certain point where it starts to tighten again. It'll start to, the triangles get tighter again as price discovery starts over. Do you find, Aaron says, do you find broadening formations tend to expand in direction of full-time frame continuity? What do you think, Dede?
Do broadening formations expand into full-time frame continuity?
Do you find broadening formations tend to expand in direction of full-time frame continuity?
Well, yeah. So
Dede, I said we're going to be nice.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm understanding his question.
I think you answered it. I think it's just another confirmation that the broadening formations do span in the direction of full time frame continuity. I just thought it was funny how you were just like, yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about this trade.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So here's what I'm trying to accomplish here. When you guys are setting up your day and you're looking for which direction, so theoretically, you look at this and you say, well, this is a 2 down, but you look at this on a multiple time frame. So we're blowing this up so everybody can see. But if you're looking at this on multiple time frames, you know that this is down for the week, right?
Yes.
So when you see price trade up, you have to think about you're not in continuity for the week, right? So you're going against full time frame continuity. And so if I understood his question right, so you're going, the broadening formations are expanding to the downside here in full time frame continuity to the downside. You won't get full time. So remember, full time includes the year, but there is time frame continuity that we're going to talk about just for day trading. So this, my game probably is going to take a lot longer. So I'm going to have to direct you guys to my broadening formation videos because it's an hour long and it talks about this. But let's try to draw this out and let me show you how. Let's just replay this, because what I would do as I'm looking at my outside bars, let's see if we got them covered. Because the first thing I'm doing is I'm drawing those broadening formations on the 4 hour. We did it on the daily because Carvana has just been tanking. Then we're going to draw those broadening formations on the 60, right? So we did that. Let me explain to you why this looks like a downward channel on this 3 bar, right? So when you're looking at this trend, here's what I did. I drew this outside bar. I'm sorry, I drew this trend line. Why? Because this was a 2 up bar near the close. So this is at the 130 flip. That's a 2 up bar. Then you have the inside bar. So you have to understand the ranges in which you're trading. Because this went inside, this is a 2 up. I want to draw my broadening formation from this 2 up bar back to the next 2 up bar that's inside this range. I actually want to draw this here. Sorry, not there. The next highest 2 up bar in this range, because what you're looking for is if price is going to track up, it's got to track up inside the next 2 up bar. So visualize, if you can, when you're looking for price action to trade up, it's got to take the next 2 up bar, the next 2 up bar, the next 2 up bar. If it's trading down, it's got to take the next 2 down bar, the next 2 down bar, the next 2 down bar. And so oftentimes what we struggle with as traders is we're not looking in history. We're focused too much on the present. What I have learned to do with drawing my broadening formations is I look back. They're just a series of pivots, if you will, of higher highs and lower lows, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's in the same day. So that's why you have to go back in history and draw those broadening formations. When I see some of the slopes of people's broadening formations, they're trying to do it, and those angles are quite wide. We're day traders, so we don't necessarily need to draw an angle that's going to go 25 points down when the average daily range on a Carvana is like $3. All right, so we want to understand what the ranges are. So I've drawn this broadening formation from the high of this outside bar back and down to this next highest bar in this range. We drew the broadening formation on this 3 bar from the low of this 2 down bar back to this outside bar. This is going to be your broadening formation for the day. Then we drew way back, right? These upper
way back
bars here is way back to 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, what do you have? Let's go back. So I have no more 3s in this, in the 15 minute, I'm sorry, in the hour. Do I have any 3s in the 15 minute? Yes, I do. Now, here's where the real trick is, guys. And I'm going to try to speed this up.
No, you're fine. No, it's fine. No, keep doing it. We're learning.
All right, so I'm going to draw this at the low of this bar back to the next lowest bar in this range. So when I'm trading, and the way I'm talking with my followers. Here's an outside bar in the 3. We almost kind of got that here. So I would probably draw another one, but we don't need it. So here's what you want to look for in Carvana. If price trades above this range, so I want you to think about this broadening formation that we drew on the 60 as the lower broadening formation for the range above it. This is the upper broadening formation for this range. And of course, this is our way back 100 days ago. So this now becomes a long for me if price trades above this range. If price trades below this range, this now becomes a short for me. Here's what I want you to think about. Wherever there's a 3, you know you have a broadening formation. It went 3, 2. If it trades up above this line, I'm looking to go long. If it trades 3, 2 down, now it's got to take out these ranges here. You have 2 up, 2 up, 2 up, and then the inside bar. Once it forms this inside bar here, you know there's some consolidation. There's probably going to be a point in which price action may start to stall again. So I'm just going to roll this and see how Carvana played. And there's another outside bar that I would draw broad information. So let's just roll it.
Let's do it. Roll them.
Did I create? Hold on. Let's go. Bam. All right, stop right there. What did it do, guys? In the first 15 minutes, it hit the top of this range and it hit the bottom.
It sure did. It hit the top. Bink. They got the highs. All right, we've got test the highs, test the lows. They bought it up, sold it down. Now it's stuck. Keep going. Doji scenario 3. Oh, I love it. Keep going. Oh, 3, 2 to the upside.
So what did I say? If price trades above, and so anybody that follows me knows that I do not trade in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Why? Because of this noise right here.
Yep.
But as soon as this next candle opened, and you guys, you follow me, you know I love my CCI. As soon as this bar opened and it crossed above my broad information, I'm in long here. Guys, this was this long that Jermaine's like, oh my God, Dede, you're killing me. I drew this back to 2020, guys.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. We watched it. We watched it for 10 minutes waiting on you to do that, Dede, and it worked.
And it works.
I want to take this baby out.
Heck yeah, man. Booyah. It did it. I love it. I love that you did this on a stock that someone in the chat brought this up so that, you know, there was no fakery and you didn't set this up beforehand. Here's our next 60 inside bar to the downside. I hope I took my profits or at least the magnitude on that. Go ahead, Dede. I got a scenario 1. I got a scenario 1. What am I looking for? Keep going.
Exactly. And this is what I want you guys to understand. Once it hit here, you have to take have to exit this trade.
Yep. I got 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 down, falling down the stairs, hammer, went in force, but then went back inside. Inside bar. We're stuck inside. Keep going. Inside. Oh, we got inside green. Still stuck. Doing nothing. Scenario 3. We are consolidating inside, doing nothing. I'm not touching this. No. Nope.
And what did I say? If price trades below this line, I am short, guys. I'm making money. I made money here.
Yep.
It reversed at the top of my broad information.
2, 1, 2 reversal back down on the 15-minute. We are falling down the stairs. Bam, 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 bam. It keeps trying to come back up, but hey, falling down the stairs. Here's a hammer. Did it go in force? No, it did not. Inside, all the way down. I know I've been trying real hard not to say nothing about this squiggly wiggly at the bottom, the CCI, but I tell you what, it is going to the downside and it's confirming with that to the downside. Keep going. Woo! That was awesome. That was fun calling that thing out. Good job, Dede. I love that. That was good. Heck yeah.
Here's my point, guys.
Very good. I love it.
You have to take the time to draw these broad information.
Woo!
You will make money. But if you don't see it, if you jump into this trade on a shorter time, thinking it's going to continue, you're going to get triangle day out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I love
And
it. And
so-
and for a person that's trading for me trading common, you know what I mean? If I wouldn't have took what's that? I got to look here. I got to squint. 68. I think the magnitude of that green bar was $68, $68, and then it went to the downside. Trading common, I would have cut that. Probably broke even, been done. But
Okay.
trading options, I tell you what, just take the magnitude, bam. And then 2-1-2 reversal to the downside. It is red. And I guarantee if you flip back to the 60s real quick on that 60s, let me see my 60s for, oh my goodness, look at that. Scenario 3 to the downside, shooter in force for the rest of the day. And then, so then I'm in a winning position, flip back. Let me see what's going on in the 60s. Let me see what's going on in the daily. I got full time frame continuity to the downside. I do not have to wonder where this thing is going to go. That's it. It's going to the downside, and I don't need no freaking squiggly wiggly to confirm that. I know what it's doing. Good job, Alex. Alex says in here, Dede, what do you focus on when she said, excuse me, Alex says, Dede, what do you focus on when you don't see any broadening formation? There's always a broadening formation, so I don't understand this question. But when you don't see a broadening formation, what do you focus on?
Is he talking about an outside bar or? Yeah, I don't understand the question.
Rephrase the question, Alex. When you don't see, I think it maybe is when you don't see a broadening formation, when it's not clear, what do you
scalping?
What are you seeing here? Oh, Rob Smith is in the house.
Hey, Rob.
Woo. But
do we have another chart?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna come back with this question. If you don't see, okay, yes, outside bar. He says yes, outside bar.
Yes. Okay, give me another chart where there's not an outside bar. We'll chart it.
Give me a chart where there's not an outside bar. There was some other people that put some stuff in the chat. Can you draw? There was like 4 other ones, but let's go with V. Let's go with the Visa. SPY, I already did SPY. We're going to skip SPY. Thank you very much for request for SPY, but I already did SPY this morning, or excuse me, at the beginning of the show. 4-hour NV. This is going to if you're watching Dede, I'm going to go ahead and let you set this thing up for Visa. But I want you guys, while she's setting this up, it takes time, okay? And this is something you're doing the night before, not in the moment. And the reason why we came to the strat is so we're not drawing a bunch of stuff. So we're not, have a bunch of crap on the screens. Dede is showing you something advanced and specific on how to use these for day trading, okay? Understand what she's showing you. And yes, she is zooming all the way back, so far back in time. We called it the way back just for fun. And she is not going so far back on this one, but she's going back to the way back so she can get a correct average daily range on these bars. And that's awesome. And remember, Dale last week was talking about using ATR to get the average range, daily range on these tickers. And so she's doing that here with Visa, and I love how she's doing it with the broadening formation. Her lines are light, they're thin. She does not. She's doing what she's showing. She has on the screen what she needs. Okay, so there's not.
Let me talk through this.
Ton of crap on this. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
All right, so let's see, what's the high? 223.92, 222.
Tara, right. While you're doing that, Tara says, you and Dede appear to create broadening formations differently. I would be very interested in seeing how she just did it, Tara.
Did she just not see me?
Oh, okay. Tara says, okay, all right. I got you, Tara. Tara says, we draw broadening formations differently, and she wants to know how would you draw it for a SPY. So we'll do SPY next for you, Tara.
We'll do okay.
Good point. I apologize. Good job.
Yes.
She's keeping me honest. She's keeping me honest.
I hear that a lot. I draw broadening formations differently, but I just dropped the mic on Carvana that I don't even trade. So I want you to understand the way I am drawing them, going back in time, actually they're more accurate, guys.
No, go ahead. No, it's fine.
You
just told me. I told everybody. I'm telling everybody wrong. Go ahead.
No. I didn't say wrong. I said differently.
Welcome to the advanced class. This is Dede. We're talking about broadening formations and how to create a daily broadening formation trading plan with the daily broadening
Oh my
formation.
goodness. Yeah,
I love it.
I love this. Okay,
Go
so
through it, Dede. Visa.
213.05. So we're going to draw this broad information on the daily. 213.68. Okay, so here's how I drew it.
While you're doing that, Rob wants to emphasize with everybody. Rob Smith himself is in live chat. He wants to emphasize that this is a phenomenon, not a pattern. Okay, this is not like Head and Shoulders. This is not, it's a Head and Shoulders pattern almost. Okay, this is not one of those things.
Nope.
We know outside bars exist. We know price discovery works in a series of broadening formations. What we are doing with these broadening formations, with the lines on the charts, is we're creating we are looking, so it's visual. It's visual. We can visually see, okay, here's my plan. When it gets to this top, I'm going to take profits. If it reverses at the top of this broadening formation and comes down, I'm going to short it. Again, these lines are just a visual reminder of what we are doing. Go ahead, Dede. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, hon. All right. So
all right. Steven says I'm talking too much. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Okay, so this is a 2 up, right? This is a 2 up. You're coming back into this, so we're doing Visa, right? So I'm drawing my broad information. Remember, guys, we are drawing broad informations as day traders. This is not the broad information for a weekly broad information. Okay, let's just be clear. This is a 2 up, even though it traded down. This is a 2 up, right? Here's an outside bar. Wherever there's an outside bar, I draw my broad informations. And so what I'm looking for is the low of this bar. So 215.35, 213.69. Okay, so it won't be exact. I won't take the time to make them exact. But this is an outside bar. So this is the day we're looking at. But here's what, I didn't do a replay on the daily, but here's what that would look like. Where you have a 2 up bar here. So the question is, how are we going to plan our day? Well, I have this outside bar here. So I'm going to draw this broad information from the top of this bar here on the 28th back to this outside bar. The low of this outside bar here, whatever that number is. Yeah, hold on. All right. Back to the next lowest bar in this range. Okay, so we're going to draw that here. This is the low of this day. So I drew it from the low of this bar here, because remember, to the next lowest bar in this range. And so remember, we're just tracking down, or for us to go long, price actually has to trade above this upper broadening formation, okay? So that's on the daily. Now let's go to this, let me stop this replay. Now let's go to the 6 hour, I'm sorry, the 60 minute. Are there any outside bars? There are not, right? So this is the day we're looking at. There are not any outside bars in this range. Here's a 2 down bar here. There's our next, so here's what I want you to think about. Price action went 2 up, 2 down, 2 down, right? So because this is a 2 up bar, this is a 2 down bar, I'm gonna draw my broadening formation on this 60 from here back to this 2 up bar here. So if you think about it, if you can envision 2 up, 2 down continuation. Price has got to trade back inside this range, okay? And if price trades back inside this range, I'm going to look to go short. All right, so there's no outside bar. I think that was the question. So I'm going to try to get those numbers right, because this is going to be important. 219.88. And this is 220.46. Okay. All right. And then let's go to our 15 minute. All right. We had a 3 bar here. So I'm going to put the replay on this, because this is where we're going to roll it. All right. So this is where we draw our broad informations. We had an outside bar here. So I'm going to draw the low here back to the next lowest bar inside this range. So whatever that is, 219.55, and let's see, 219.67. That's the 2 up. 219.67. It's the same. All right. Okay. So here's what I'm looking for, and then we can draw bars all day long. But what I'm looking for in this trade to set up my day is if price, we got a 2-up bar here. So I would probably draw this like this. So we had a 2-up bar here. We had this bar here is 2 down. So this is our broadening formation, right? So this is our lower range. This is our upper range. Here's what I'm looking for. Remember, we want to avoid price trading inside day, right? So this is that upper bar. This is that lower bar. We want to avoid price trading inside day. But if price trades up and come back down, then we're looking to take out these ranges. Then you have all of these sub-tries. I can do this all day long. Next 2-up bar. That's a 2-up, 2-up, 2-up. Where's my, we don't have a 2 down. Yeah, this is a 2 down bar. So what I did was, so this is a 2-up bar. That was a 2 down. I'm looking for price to come back in this range. This is where I'm going to short the market. So that's a 2-up bar. That's a 2-up. That's an inside bar. This is a 2 down bar here. So I'm going to take my broadening formation. I'm going to draw it from the top of this 2-up bar to this 2 down bar. And so what I'm looking for is price starts to break down below in this range. I'm looking for a short. If it stays inside this range, I'm probably going to avoid it because we're still inside day. If it trades above this range, then I'm looking to go long. Okay, let's roll it.
Roll it. Oh.
All right, so the first thing it did was it traded down below and came back inside this range. Here's what I want you guys to see. First of all, I don't trade in the first 15 minutes. You now have another outside bar. This becomes a new broadening formation. So when we won't do it today, but what I would do here, intraday, if there's an outside bar in the first 15 minutes, I'm redrawing my broadening formation for that outside bar. I do not change or remove any of the bars that I've drawn from the prior day, okay? So we're gonna draw those outside bars for this range here, but we'll just roll it for time's sake. But we would redraw for intraday ranges. Now I'm looking to short this. Why? Is because what I said was if price trades below this range, right? Below this range, I'm looking to short. So anybody that's looking at this on a shorter time frame and looking to trade this long, and if you don't mind, Jermaine, I'm going to just flip this over to a 5-minute. If you're looking to trade this long and thinking this is going to continue, you probably, if you had gotten in right here, you probably got stopped out. Okay, this was my range. I said I need price to trade below here. I'm going to go short. This is the lower, the upper broadening formation. It's trending down. So that's my mental cue that I'm looking to short below this range. This traded up, came back right back down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll flip back over to the 15.
Yeah, they will.
Finish our replay. And so now you have this 3. Here's why this is important, guys. A lot of times, you know, especially if you have a small account, you can't keep jumping in and out of trades, right? Because you're going to be restricted as to number of trades you can make. And if you've already blown out your account before the day even started, there's 6.5 hours in a trading day. Why chase this in the first 15 minutes? I'm just saying. Right, I have a whole plan around short accounts, but that's,
I think she's talking about, actually running through your buying power for the day. We don't blow out accounts over here.
No. And so again, so you see what happened. You had a nice setup on Visa. You're not trading this long. You're not. Until it came above price action traded above my broad information. This line, this is my line. This is where I said I'm shorting below this line.
Yep.
All right. You had a 3-1 all day long. Boom. Take that short. What else you got? What else you got?
I love it. They want to do SPY. Let's do SPY. Let that be that last one, SPY. They want to do SPY with your broadening formations and how you do it. Josh says, I thought we don't want to cut through previous candles. You got any thoughts on that? cutting through previous candles, the lines, or does that matter to you at all?
Oh yeah, it matters. Did you see this? Can I drop the mic on this again? I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying. All right.
Well,
So,
I don't know. They told me I'm talking too much, so I'm trying to let you go, Dede.
all right. Cool. So yes, that's a very good question. Here's my response to that. When it's really, I'm going to answer it with a question. Have you ever heard Rob talk about candles? He talks about ranges.
Interesting.
There is a difference. And you had, and I'm telling you, until I figured that out, I was getting smashed. Once you understand the range in which you're trading, and this is important as it relates to TTO. And see if I can find something. We'll get to SPY in just a minute. This is important when it comes to TTO. If you don't understand the range in which you're trading, then yeah, you're probably getting triangled out quite a bit. I don't know if I want to, let me tell you, let me look at Facebook. So Facebook was one. Yeah, it's not a good example either. Well, here's one. Let me see if so it's Facebook this was a gapper that I drew on Facebook. I tweeted it out and I said, if Facebook traded above or below this range here, I was looking for a short 198, but I like for confirmation for CCI to trend below 100. That lets me know that the market is stalled, like in this case, the upper range, the buyers kind of stalled out. But remember, CCI does not tell you direction, so you can't use it to trade, but it's a momentum indicator. Here is a great example of a TTO. So if let me do this, I have to do this to show you guys on a 60.
Hey, we got them kids in the back now, Dede. We gotta keep it light. Keep it easy.
Can the kids in the back see?
Gotta keep it easy. Yeah, we can see. Maybe zoom in that 60 a little bit.
Okay, so let me get my, yeah, all right. All right, so, and I will say for the kids in the back, as Jermaine calls them, if you're having to zoom in your charts to see a candle, you're in a tight range. Okay, so.
I like it.
All right, so avoid those. All right, so this was the broad information I drew on Facebook on that gapper after earnings. All right, so not this day here, right? So that was Friday. This is Thursday. So these are the lines that I drew on Thursday morning before they open. All right, so here's what I want you to understand on the TTO. So Facebook, did what it was going to do. It dropped below my range. Okay, you could have shorted that. Here was the lower broad information I drew. Bam, it came back in. This is where you're going to take your profit. That's not what I want to talk about for this purpose. What we're talking about is TTO. Rob will tell you, so some will look at this and say, I got a shooter on the 15. I'm going to short this. Now, of course, having my broad informations helped me, right? So when you ask about, what I use for stop losses, I use my broad informations. So my broad informations are going to help me to determine whether or not I'm going to hold this trade or get out of it. But this is a great example of a TTO. Here is the 60-minute. This is at 11:30. So when you see this coming back in, you may be thinking the 60 is red. I'm going to short this. What's your range? That's the question you have to ask yourself. What is the range in which you're trading? This was your range. Yes, you had a shooter here. You went 2 down, but your 60, right? This is your 60-minute. Rob will tell you the 60 is like a new day. You have to take out this entire range to reverse this 60. If you're not taking out this range and it's like just trading inside, you're TTOing it. You are triangling they out, okay? So ask yourself that question. What is my trading range, right? So it could be on a shorter time frame, and that's fine if you're scalping. But if you're a 60, 15, 30, 60 person, then you have to understand if you're trading ranges, the 30-minute, the 60-minute, maybe it's the 15-minute, what that range is. And if that's the case, then this would be your range. But you have to understand your broadening formation. So there were some things you would have to do on that shorter time frame to trade that. So I just wanted to talk through that TTO real quick, because you see that all the time. People will try to short here only to find that price is continuing, and you can see that on the 2260. Let's look at the
yeah.
SPY.
Give me SPY real quick. Give me SPY. I'm telling you, this Dede, this is definitely advanced. I love it, advanced. And just for clarification, the reason why I keep saying the kids in the back, it's just a funny thing that I say, because the weekend shift is about slowing this stuff down. It's supposed to we are trying to make this easy to see, so that when you are going through your trading day, you know what you are seeing, okay? And you've practiced it. And I make things funny so that it's easy to remember, because it's easier for you to remember something you had an emotional response to, as opposed to, oh yeah, it's volume capitulation versus the RSI and the oversold buying power of the Head and Shoulders dangling participle in conjunction with the Fed review. I don't talk like that, okay? And I will never talk like that, because I want you to understand what buys and sells look like. So, so thank you, Dede, for zooming this stuff in, making it easy to see and slowing it down. And while you're setting up this this broadening formation on the SPY for Tara out there, heck yeah. I'm doing it for Tara, SPY, how you draw broadening formations. And I love it. And the good point on, we are drawing through ranges, and that's a good point. I've never put that together, that Rob does not talk about candles so much. He talks about ranges. I've never put that together myself either. And I've been with Rob for like 3 companies now. I've been following Rob for a long time. And you're 100% right. He never talks about candles so much. He's talking about ranges. Keep going. Rob, Bill says the RSI is the Rob Psi index. You are so right. Oh yes, you asked Rob, hey Rob, what do you think about this stock? And Rob goes, ugh, like get out of it. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Get murdered in that thing. Yeah, I've done that before. Hey Rob, I want to get in CVX, and then Rob will say, ugh, look at this thing. It's just chopping around in these 60s doing nothing. And you're like, okay. And that's why we want to be in that live room. So because we believe, while you're setting this up, we believe trading is a 2-person job, okay? I'm the executor. I'm at home executing. Rob's watching the charts, seeing the market in its entirety. And he's telling you what's going to the highs and what's going to the lows and where the simultaneous breaks are. He told you that on Wednesday, 2-2 reversal back up. Wednesday, Thursday, bam, in they face on these 60s. And on Thursday, and then here comes Friday, inside day and into the downside. There was no guessing, no hoping, no wondering. All right, he's telling you what's going on. And Rob had a really good point. The live chat was pretty quiet because we were busy hitting keys. What we got here? What we got, Dede?
All right, so we're setting up so we drew our broadening formations on the daily, 426.37, 26.37.
We got a question in chat. Is it possible to show me how to set and draw broadening formations? We're doing that right now. Question from Willie B. Do you use the top of the broadening formation for your magnitude, or do you use the pivot high instead? Minor difference, just curious. From Willie B. Do you use the top of the broadening formation for your magnitude, or do you use the pivot high instead?
I'm not sure what the pivot high is. So
what do you mean pivot high there, Willie B? I think you said this during the Facebook trade. You were going through. You use your broadening formations to determine your stops, Dede.
Yes.
That's very okay. I like that too. I like that.
Okay.
Tara's happy that you're doing this. Keep going.
All right. So here's what we're doing with the SPY. So we drew our highs from the daily, right? So these are the upper broadening formation on the daily chart, right? So that was this high here back to this outside bar, this low. So why? Because this was a 2 up, this is a 2 down. So this low here back to this next lowest low in this range. So a higher low. And then I went to the 60. Why do I go intraday? Because I'm day trading. I don't know how else to say
No,
that,
that's
guys.
good. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Intraday ranges if you're day trading.
That's a really good point, because I'm a swing trader. So I'm a tank. So I'm looking at macro charts, and maybe that's something I can clarify on the things I show here, because I am looking for those swings. I hate day trading, but yes. I will do it. I got a machine gun on my tank, and I will hit a quick trade if I have to, but I want to sit in something for a long time. Keep going. It's good. Yeah. Good point there.
Yeah, exactly. So if you are day trading, you have to know what your trading ranges are on a shorter time frame. And so what I'm looking for here on the SPY is if the SPY trades above the prior day's high. So remember, this was, because I got to reset that, and then I'm going to redo it. Sorry.
While you're doing that, Rob says, once the 3 completes, then we don't know. If it goes 3-2 continuation in that direction, either up or down, then we can add tight stops. You know what I mean? You could take that, but you gotta. It's pretty aggressive strategy. Okay.
Yeah, I like exactly.
Yep, I like trading 3 because I know who the most aggressive participation group is. Okay.
Yeah. And I want to do SPY, and if we have time, I just want to do a quick on a scalp trade and how I would trade that for those who, and I use outside bars for that. But maybe we can talk, and we could actually use a SPY here. Actually, you can just use the SPY right here. So anyway, so let's look at this real quick. If price trades above this range, I'm looking to go long. Price trades below this range, I'm looking to go short. But keep in mind, when I drew this broadening formation, what I'm saying is if it goes 2 down, this would be my initial target. Once it trades below here, I'm looking for a price. Now you got all of these ranges here. So I got this 2 down bar here. It's got to take that 2 down bar. So I'm tracking this down. And because there's a 3, I won't draw it here, but I would be drawing another broadening formation. Wherever there's an outside bar on a 15-minute chart, I draw a broadening formation for a day trade. Okay. If I'm swing trading, that doesn't matter. But for a day trade, wherever there's an outside bar, that is my rule. I draw a broadening formation. So let's roll this. Because I tell you guys, if you can get the direction right, you can make money trading this market.
I agree.
All right. So here's going back to what I said, my direction. If price trades above this range, I'm looking to go long. Below this range, I'm looking to go short. So I'm not chasing this move. I'm not taking this trade at all. And so you want to understand exactly what ranges and where your broadening formations are to decide whether or not you want to get in the trade. I use broadening formations to say, yeah, I want to trade this, or no, I don't. Now you have the real move here. Again, if you're in a small account, you take this move, you immediately get triangled out. Maybe you've already busted some of your money. You're restricted on what you can trade later. So be patient. The signals will come, and boom. Then I'm like, what did I say? I want to short this, and I'm just tracking this down. Let's roll it. You got your 3-1 set up. It's below this range. This now becomes my stop loss.
Oh,
why?
Like
because price trades back inside this range. I know that this is no longer a continuation to the downside.
I like it.
So I'm holding here. Still good. Rob, if you're in Rob's room, he'll say still good, still good. Still good.
And if you've been there for a while, still good, add.
Yeah, this would have been an ad, right?
Yeah.
So now I would have another broadening formation here, right? Because it just took this out. That was the low of this day. Remember, I drew that broadening formation on another daily chart, but I typically don't draw those, but this is for training purposes.
Mhm.
Oh, did it not hit the low of my broadening?
Oh, look at that.
Yes,
Yep.
it did. Still good.
Still
Now
good.
this becomes my stop, guys. So Rob, Jermaine uses, and most people do use stop losses. What I'm looking for, if this comes back up inside this range, meaning it closes, so it came up, hit, came right back down. I'm looking at my CCI, still good, came up, came right back down, still good. All right, there's no reason to get out of that trade. All right, so what else you got? I'm just saying.
That was awesome. No, that was great. This could be a 3-hour show. No, that was fantastic. I like it. So going to your stops, are you trade this? Let's ask it really quick. Are you trading common or options?
I trade both.
Okay, so trading both.
Yeah, so it depends.
And then you're not technically using hard stops. You're just saying if this goes 2-2 reversal back into this range here, let's just say, just like, and this is my stop at the top of this broadening formation, and it's going to go long. Are you just visually seeing, okay, it's hit my stop line. I'm cutting this and I'm going inverse, or I'm switching positions. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah,
Okay.
The market maker sees your stop losses, and that's why you see all of this TTO stuff going on. Man, the market has changed so much, and Rob has been in it. He's on the floor. He's has so much more experience than I do. But what I can tell you is that when you start setting those stops, the market will tick right to those stops. Unfortunately, they're going to take you out. Broadening formations have been my way of either deciding whether or not I want to enter a trade or exit a trade. And so, yeah, for me, it's the line. And
because all those, you're saying that they're seeing your stops because all the stop orders for that.
They see the orders.
Yeah, they see the orders. So then it ticks down, hits your stop, and it goes back to upside. But I would argue in the fact that, not argue, but my point with that is not having a stop in there, and then you got the deer in the headlight look, and it's going to the downside. You're not cutting this thing at all because you don't want somebody to see. I'm a small account trader. I am not affecting these trades. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's a technique, or is
no,
it?
Yeah,
like,
no, that's a fair point. Listen, when I first, and Rob, I know is still teaching this. You had until you and I clearly remember Rob saying this years ago. Until you understand broadening formations, you need to be using your tight stops because you're going to lose your money. And I remember him saying that when I was taking his course years ago. So yes, you could put your stop here, like for example, say, because I know if price trades, like say I go. This goes inside and it trades down. I could put my stop here just above my broadening formation because I know if it starts to trade back inside that range, this trend is over. But here's what I do, and this is, so as you say, this is advanced. This is not advanced. I had to bring in my momentum indicator. So what I look at is if price is starting to trend up on CCI, that will give me an indication that momentum is slowing. And so, yeah, I'm paying a lot more attention, and I'm like, yeah, I may want to get out of this. And I probably would have right here as this crossed back up. And then I would have gotten back in as this crossed back down.
Yeah, I like that. And this goes back to the beginning of the episode. You get stopped out here, 312 reversal back up, and then 3 back down. You could say, oh man, why didn't I get back in? Daggone it, Dede just said it. Get back in. We don't have time to pout and go, I wish I could have. No, find a reversal, get back in. Swissman says, do you mainly trade indices? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna talk. This is the 11:30 hour. I'm gonna talk about this scalp for one quick second, right? This is an outside bar in the 15. If you're trying to scalp, especially if you're a small account, I would only use outside bars. I'm just saying. Because you have built-in broadening formation. All right, so this is the high of this bar. I just saw this, 4120. I'm gonna draw this back to my next lowest broadening formation in this range, 4020, 4120. I like drawing two outside bars, but this is the next highest. Let's see, 420.92. And then we're gonna go to, I'm gonna go to the 5-minute chart. Is that right at 11 o'clock?
While you're doing that, Eric out here, he's been watching us for a long time. He's been hanging out with us on Twitter. What are your parameters for your CCI? Is that something you can talk about while you're?
They're standard. Excuse me.
Just the standard. Okay.
Yeah.
Just the
Yeah.
standard.
I don't make any changes to that.
Okay.
My time frame on this. Hang on one second. What was that? The 29th at 11:30. Okay, so here is that inside bar. So you guys, you see this right at the 11:30 flip, and you say, I think a question came to me in an email, say, hey, Dede, how do you put all this together? Do you automatically trade the reversal once price hits the bottom of your broadening formation? And the answer to that is no, I do not. But if you're trying to scalp this and you see this inside bar, if you had drawn, now we drew this on the 15, hard to see for the people in the back. Let me go do this on the 15, right here. All right, so this is the 5-minute. If you're looking at this and you say, oh, there's an inside bar, I'm going to take this long. If you had drawn your broadening formation on that outside bar on that 3, you'd know exactly how far this trend, this trade could potentially go. This is a tight range, right? So here's your outside bar. You're gonna take this flip, 15-minute, you're gonna try to scalp this. This is your range on that outside bar. As soon as that comes back in, you have to exit. You have to exit this trade.
I like it.
Yeah. If you're a scalper, use your outside bars on the 15-minute, scalp all day long, draw your broadening formation, get in there, get out.
I like it. I like it. 15
money.
Scalping on the outside bars on the 15-minute. I like it. I like it a lot. Dede, this could go on and on and on. This is definitely advanced stuff. What are some final points you got for anybody looking to do this? Just try to sum it all up. Just to sum it all up. Can you give me can you cut that chart and give me that big beautiful smile and that confident smile? I love it. I'm telling you, Dede, I'm telling you, it's so easy to get overwhelmed, and it's so easy to get that's why I like to make jokes out on Twitter, because it's easy to just get caught up in your negative emotions, you know what I mean, or whatever, or just a euphoria of winning positions. And you definitely have a persona that is calming. So thank you. You have a calming persona, and you just keep everything, you just keep it real. And so what's a good summary of what you're showing us with these broadening formations, just real quick?
Yeah. I did a whole video on drawing broadening formation. It takes time, guys. If you want to improve your profit potential, learn how to draw broadening formations, okay? If you are a day trader, you have to understand your ranges within the prior day's intraday trades, okay? So it's not just drawing the big outside bar, big megaphones on the daily charts, okay? You can start there on the daily, go down to your 60, right? Because Rob will tell you 60 is like a new day. And then draw those broadening formations on the 60s, wherever you have a 2-2 or an outside bar. So 2-2 meaning 2 up, 2 down. Draw your broadening formation on that 60. Or if you have an outside bar, use an outside bar. And if there's an outside bar in the 15-minute, draw it there, not on the 2-2s, because then you'll have just way too many lines. But if you have an outside bar on the 15-minute, draw that on the 15-minute. Then once the market opens, if you're, again, unless you're a James Bradley, you should not be trading before the first 15-minute close. I'm sorry, right? Wait till the first, 45 past the hour, first 15-minute close, and see what direction did the market hit your broadening formations. If price action hit your upper and lower broadening formation, you're probably on an outside bar on that 3. That means you're probably not trading until the top of the hour, okay? Because you have to wait for the market to tell you which direction it's going to go there. Like Rob said, once an outside bar occurs, we don't know what's going to happen next. So you have to be patient.
I like it. Yeah, that's 100% true. I love all of that. And that matches up with what we said last week. The trader doesn't trade for the first few minutes. I don't trade before the first 15 minutes. That's awesome. And you know what? I use the first 15 minutes to manage my open positions. You know what I mean? Is this going outside 60s to the downside? Maybe it's time to take some profits, or at least take a portion off, keep my stops even on the original setup. So that's awesome, Dede. Such a great class. This is definitely somebody put in the chat. They're going to be they can't wait for this thing to. Marcus says he can't wait. He cannot wait till it's up on the site so we can watch this thing 5 times in a row. I love it, Dede. Very advanced. I love it. You've showed us a new way to and emphasized for the day traders of drawing and broadening formation on the 15 minutes. Still, what we're seeing on the time frame continuity and the actionable signals, but how it all works together. I love it. Ray, real quick, do you draw these broadening formations before the market or without extended hours? She does not do it with extended hours, because I know who come in here. I know who's coming into the show late because they ask questions that we already answered that. But you're asking questions. I love it. Dede, thank you so much for being on here.
Thank you.
I cannot wait to talk to you some more. You're awesome. Again, that I want to talk about 100 miles an hour and make jokes and all this stuff. You are calming, and thank you for helping me. Like Steven told me, I'm talking too much. Thanks
for having me. I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to talk to these guys just for a little bit more. Thank you, Dede. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, hon. Take care.
Bye. Hey, if you want to get in with us with Rob Smith in the live room, use Strat Soldier 2022. That's going to get you Rob Smith's live room doing the power hours at the end of Mondays, 1 hour after the close. Awesome stuff. Gives you access to the forums, Sepia Social, everything that we're doing here at Sepia Group. Use Strat Soldier 2022. Strat Soldier 2022. That's going to get you the first 3 months for only $99 a month. For the first 3 months, okay? You know what I mean? So you got the live room month, get in there. If you got, if you got a full-time job like I do, you can't be in there every day. Don't worry about it. You got access to the live room. You will get a day off. You will. Or, even better, you can watch the Strat Attack show with Rob live. You reposting on Twitter, okay? You can watch it live with Rob, okay? Here's all the things that they're buying. Here's all the things that they're selling. Or are we stuck an inside day in the SPY? Do nothing. All right. You can watch that live with Rob on your lunch break, depending on where you're at in the time zones. Okay. All right. If you need another deal, Spring Strat is still on. Spring Strat. That's Rob's live room and his full course for the entire year. Okay. That's $9.99. Okay. $9.99 Spring Strat, Rob's live room for an entire year, and then his full strat course. So you got something to work with. All right. And then basic strat. That's going to give you Rob's live room and then my execution course. Okay. My execution course is designed to be quick reference on how we use shooters, hammers, inside bars to create winning positions, and then how to manage those open positions. Okay. If you do not know how to read candles, that's the course for you. If you do not know what hammers, shooters, or inside bars are, that's the course for you. If you don't know how to manage an open position, that course is for you. Again, it's not a bunch of videos. It's a quick reference, lots of text for you readers. I love people that like to read. That's for you. Basic Strat, $199. That's going to give you Rob's live room and the execution course. And then for all of the deals, especially if you use Strat Soldier 2022, there is a free course that I put in there called How to Use Smiths in the Black. Go through that course. It's free for you, okay? If you are part of Sepia Group, that is free for you. That'll show you how to use all of Rob's content together to create those winning positions. Yes, there's a glossary in there that talks about all the Robisms. Okay, what is triangle layout? Well, how do we trade the gap list? You know, what do we look for? And when Rob's saying, because Rob's not saying, you know, we're going 2 up on the day, you know, he's not saying 2-1-2 reversal down. He's not saying all those things. He's saying inside and up, inside and down. Roku takes the highs, Facebook takes the lows. You know, he's saying puke, he's saying get, we're talking rapidly. Okay. But if you need targets, if you need prices, talk to Rob. Rob, I'm in Walmart. What's my magnitude? He'll say 397. I'm making that number up. I know you guys are going to look at the charts and go, hey, no, 397, but he'll give you the prices. Talk to Rob. All right. Don't be intimidated. Not by Rob. And I'm in the chat too when I can be. You also got Michael Dang. Don't forget about Michael Dang and the Dang Strat Show. I need to get Michael Dang out here and have him just remind you guys of what he does with Algo Flow. I'll see if I can get a date for him in May. This was a long one. Holy crap. Hey, we got some news coming up. We're gonna start pushing these shows back in time, okay, to get us a better time frame because it's summer. I want to go with the kids and everybody wants to play in the pool and you know, ride bicycles and go do whatever people like to do. Mighty Soldiers it spends more time at the zoo than looking at charts. So I tell you what, gotta love it. So what I'm saying is we're going to start pushing these times back. I'll let you know what time that's going to be. Thank you so much. This was a long one, but Dede's putting out 100% like accurate information and very advanced information on how to draw broadening formations. Thank you so much for everybody being in here. The chat is blowing up. Great show. Thank you so much for being here. I am the Strat Soldier with the Weekend Shift, and I will see you out there in Twitter and in the forums. That's it for me. Peace.